should be live. Welcome back, everybody, to another live stream repair. We've got 3 more HomePods to fix up here. First one we're going to do is from Kevin with no power. Let's see if we can find that. Give it. Okay. Here's our first HomePod for looking. Let's get their name up on the screen so we know what we're working on. And let's see, Kevin. And yep, no power. All right. First things first, we're going to check our symptoms with a known good power cable connected to our kilowatt meter here so we can get an idea of perhaps what's wrong with this. Alright, no response, no lights, no nothing. And yet, excuse me, we're pulling about 4 watts from the wall. So, it would appear that we've got another dead diode on the amplifier inside of this HomePod, like many others. Let's crack this open and find out. 1746K for a date code on that diode. Place your bets. Yep, that's a dead diode. Let's get it replaced. No response from Diodes Incorporated. You are correct. Welcome to the stream, Martin. All right. Let's cool this off for a sec and we'll test it out. It's alive! All right, what kind of offset do we got here? Awesome. About 3 millivolts of offset, holding relatively steady. So that is great. get this thrown back together. Drum roll, please. There you have it. The rumbling? You might be hearing my heat gun.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, I'm having trouble.
Alright, volume button's nice and evenly lit. Good sound, good power. Kevin's all fixed up. Up next we've got... one that someone had already started, actually. Let's see. Okay. This one is from Miguel. I don't hear anything. Yeah. Let me pull it up on my phone. Okay. This one is from Miguel. I don't hear anything. I don't know what that sound is, but I don't hear it, and it's only coming through the microphone. Oh, it's my computer fans. It's actually picking that up. That's insane. Okay, so Miguel here, let's let him know we're working on it now. Alright, what are we dealing with here? I see. Let's get these out. Oh yeah, let's get their name up on the screen too. Okay, so these are the halves that I presume that they were talking about that they separated here. Oh, yep, and there's that. That's okay, we've got enough of these sitting around. Alright, let's continue taking this apart. This is really wobbly too. Ah. Okay, we're looking good so far. Oh. Is that no, that actually looks like it'll still work. Still a little audible. Let me try to turn the gain down a little more. That should be a little better. And it looks like my voice isn't too quiet from that still. Oh, yep, nope, that can, yeah, yep. We'll just finish that off for him. What you can do with if the bottom plastic is like warped, you can try to take a heat gun to it and like get it warm and soft, and then slap it to the bottom of your HomePod and screw it into place, and it should hold the proper shape after. That's kind of like a Hail Mary, like got really nothing to lose kind of deal. Yeah, see, that's what I'm doing. I can either have the gain up and you get to hear my PC fans, or I get to turn the gain down and you can't hear the screwdriver noises. And I've tried noise canceling, but they all cancel the noises of the screwdriver and all the little workbench noises that people want to hear. Okay. Got another 1746K diode. Let's check and make sure that's actually dead, and the reason why this was even ever taken apart in the first place. And yep, there we go. That's another dead diode. So let's get that replaced with a new one. The meter beeps at us when we've got continuity, or in this case, a short, and we do not want to see a short through our Schottky diode. That means it's bad or it's failed. And it doesn't seem to be that they used the wrong part for the job or anything like that. It just seems to be a bad batch of these diodes, since we continue to see ones only with date codes 1746K and 1748K failing. That'll do. Alright, well that's cooling off. We need to find ourselves a new ribbon cable for this HomePod. Perfect. And now you guys will get to see how to pull out this, how to replace these ribbon cables here. So to do that, we're going to start by getting our connectors in there loose, going onto the mic board. And then we're going to grab our alcohol, dip our tool in there, and just use that to sort of peel that back from the shell. We want to try to get as much of that adhesive as we can with it. Be careful to try to get this unplugged. There we go. And then we got to get that microphone cable out of the way. And we can keep peeling this back. There we go. And we've got one more step at the very bottom here. It's attached to the tweeter, but that's usually the easy part. And then we'll unscrew that connector from the bottom. There's your cable. Let's get that put into here now. So we're pretty much going to follow the same process to get the old one out so we don't damage the microphone cable in here. Disconnect all of those. No, we don't need to disconnect this one. And then unplug our microphone. There we go. And then we can be a little more ruthless with this one since it's already broken. We just want to be careful around the microphone cable here that we don't rip that out in the process. There we go. My beer's on the side. I got the Red Hook IPA. Cheers. All right. Pretty much the reverse to put our new cable in. We'll start by screwing that connector down at the bottom. That'll help us line things up the rest of the way. And then let's sneak our cable under the microphone before we start sticking everything down. There's a hole in the cable right here, and a peg is sticking out of the shell that you can use to align this all up. So we're going to line that hole up first before we stick anything down. Beautiful. Then we can attempt to plug this back in. And then we can stick that all back down. Oh, our microphone cable is not very fancy right now. That's better. Nice. There we go. Other microphone connected. So we've got our replacement ribbon cable in here. Let's drop our repaired amplifier in and see if It works. Okay, so this is basically just testing their amplifier and power supply, that those two work now. Let's plug this in and see if it works. Hey, there you go. Excellent. Great DC offset. No power or sound issues. So let's put this the rest of the way together. We'll need to grab another display as well. Here we are. Hi, Nick. Does the battery on the screwdriver hold a good charge? Hey, welcome back, Robert. Does the screwdriver hold a good charge? Yes, it does. We can get through around roughly 7 to 10 full HomePod repairs before the battery starts getting too weak to handle most of the screws. But even on a full charge, I don't get as much torque as I can get out of it unless I do leave it plugged in. So I just leave it plugged in all the time. And it honestly, it kind of helps keep it in place where it's at too. So gives me just enough juice to handle most of the screws that we encounter with these. You're just gonna let me put this whole thing together without half the screws for the amp, aren't you? All right. You son of a bitch. The blindfold repair check. Ooh, funny you mentioned that. When I was going through basic training to be an MP in the Army National Guard, they had this like contest where they blindfolded everybody after they trained us on our M4s. And it was like, who can disassemble and reassemble their M4 the fastest blindfolded? And of course, it was your guy, Nick's Fix. I don't even remember what I won for my platoon from that. It certainly wasn't any more respect. I was just some nerd that brought their freaking T61 ThinkPad to basic with them. Oh, computer's doing work. Fans are ramping up. My multimeter camera just died. Fantastic. Hey Mike, welcome to the stream. What's up? What's up, what's up? It's a party now. Everyone's here. We're just fixing HomePods, you know? Oh, your experience with Alexa is all right. Interesting. Once I got my Wi-Fi situation rock solid. I haven't had any issues with it personally, but I could also be having a good luck streak. Who knows? That's the thing, though. You shouldn't have to do so much to your Wi-Fi in order to get it to work reliably in the first place. Alright, and one last piece for this guy before we finish it up. We've got some screws on the bottom here that they appear to have worked on taking out, so we'll just tighten that back up and put their base back down. There we go. What have we got? We've got power. I use Homebridge for most of my smart devices that aren't natively supported by Apple HomeKit. Pretty much anything that I've bought that's like a smart home device that isn't supported by HomeKit natively has been supported through some sort of plugin with my Homebridge assistant. The most notable example that I can think of is my Nest thermostat, which I have no problem controlling through Siri and HomeKit with the Nest Homebridge plugin. Let's see.
Tengo dificultad.
Ooh. All right. Everything checks out. Good to go. So we've got one more to fix up tonight. And that one comes from Matt over in Tennessee. Let's shoot them an email and find out what's going on. Let's see. All right, another one with no power. Let's get their name up. So let's, of course, check and verify our symptoms with a known good power cable. No response and no signs of life there, and my kilowatt meter says we're pulling about 4 watts of power from the wall. So this appears to be yet another one of those with a faulty diode on the amplifier based on that, but let's take it apart and find out. Hey Matt, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it, and the tape was no match. No sweat. But that is creative. I've always struggled with filling up the extra space in the bigger boxes. And it gave me like some handles on the box to help carry them all out of the UPS store to the car. Alright, so we got that top cover off. Let's get this display out. Not necessary. Get that out of here. Oh, Martin, I didn't even see your previous question. There were multiple chats there. I just missed it. I just went right past it. Once I noticed you just leaned the amp on a tweeter to test if there was any sound. Would there be any? Will there still be any sound without the rest of the screws? You only need the screws. No. So, yeah, there's probably not a great connection to all of the tweeters when we're testing it like that, but we just need to hear sound out of like one or two that are connected. So like the one that we do have screwed down under the power supply, that one we know we're going to get a full connection out of, and then the rest of them, most of them are connected well enough just by friction or just by the board laying on them that they'll produce a sound, but you don't need the screws in there for the connection, but it might be spotty without them. The top plastic cover, is there any way to make it more recessed like from the factory? You might be doing something wrong if it doesn't look like it's from the factory by the time you have it put back together. Because it's not like taking it apart is adding any additional thickness to anything. Once you get it back together, it should sit exactly the same as it was right before you took it apart. If not, then you might have something not put in quite right. Remember, the mesh, the lip of the mesh feeds into the side of the frame here. It doesn't go under or above this plastic frame, it goes into the side of it. If you don't do that, then that's when I usually see. And I don't think you would do that. You weren't doing that, Martin. Oh, I will give you one tip though. When you've got it all on, heated up, and you've stuck the top back on, keep pulling the mesh up and try to stuff the mesh further in after you've got everything, even the top back on. That can kind of help give you a little more of a, just a slightly more recessed look that you're trying to accomplish. But it's only going to give you a very, very, very slight improvement. Any more, and you might be doing something wrong if it doesn't get better with that. Woofer checks out. You know, my life would be a lot simpler if these things were more reliable. I wouldn't have a side business, I would just be focusing on the day job. And I wouldn't be worried about my favorite speaker blowing up on me all the time. But that was one of the big pushes that got me into doing the whole gig. Was trying to figure out what all can go wrong with them and how I can fix all of it, so that way if that ever happens to me, I can fix it myself for myself. All right, another one with 1746K. It's dead. Let's give it a new diode. All right, fresh diode. Let's cool this off for a sec, start putting it together and see if it works. Oh, that's a grumpy baby. Let's see if this HomePod's grumpy. Hey. Give me that bass. Give me that bass. Yes. Excellent offset. No issues with power. This one's looking good. Let's put the amp screws back in before we forget. And throw this together. Yeah, I'd say at least 9 out of every 10 of these HomePods that come in for no power, it's that diode. So this particular part won't fail on you again because it seems like this was just a bad batch of these diodes that they used, because we only see diodes within a certain date range failing, and we've got plenty of examples out there of much older and much newer diodes, all the same, working just fine. And out of the damn near 1,000 examples that we've seen just for no power, they all continue to follow that theme of specific date ranges failing. I'm done, almost after this one. I have to run to the office at some point, like just to pick something up, but I can do that like later tonight, so I don't want to deal with traffic. Nah. What's it got? Power.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Very good.
I'm having trouble.
Excellent. All right, folks. We got everything that we needed to fixed up today. If you are curious about doing your own HomePod repairs, looking for info and doing it yourself, or reaching out to me to get it fixed for you here on the channel, check out the website, nixfix.com, where I've got most everything you're looking for. And if not, feel free to shoot me a message or leave a comment down below. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye!